I got that in real world. Yeah. Thank you for reading my director's notebook. Thank you.
Hey, Jerry.
Graduates for group photo.
请老师们上前与毕业生合影留念。
Class, please move the tassels on your graduation caps from right to left to signify you have graduated from QAIS.
毕业帽上的帽穗从右边拨到左边，象征着大家正式从大学预科项目毕业啦。
Graduates.
of Schrodinger's cat on a wanted poster, I was surprised at how quickly he ran out to buy the t-shirt. Later, he would wear that during his DP physics exam for good luck. This exemplifies Alex's witty and playful nature with his course content throughout the 2 years of the IB diploma. He began correctly to refer to vacations as extended study halls, exactly. But that to the pleasure of all stakeholders, Alex consistently met his deadlines and effectively managed his time. Alex, on behalf of your parents, and especially your teachers, thank you. Thank you so much. I now present to you the wisdom and wit of Mr. Alex Wong.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex, and I would like to begin my speech with a little story. The other day, I was watching this show called Detective Conan. When the show got to its climax, where Conan found the criminal, he would say his famous catchphrase, "Shinjitsu wa itsumo hitotsu." Excuse my Japanese. And of course, that statement means there is always only one truth. And I kid you not, immediately the following phrase came to my mind. Discuss this statement with reference to 2 areas of knowledge. For those of you who don't know, that is pretty much the standard template for a TOK essay title. And that's not it. Sometimes I would walk on the streets and my studio kicks in and I see all the force vectors acting on the objects around me. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Rizwan, but I see MG acting down on those lights right there, and the tension in the wires provide the uplifting force. Am I correct? Yes, hopefully. I take physics HL. And to this day, when I watch TV and I see economics news, like for example, Argentina has increased its interest rate to 44.5%, I instinctively try to cram it in my head because, as we all know, Econ Paper 1, you know it, you love it, requires real-world examples. And the list goes on and on. I call this the DP syndrome. You know that experience of disliking something, then getting to know that something until that thing becomes a part of you? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about here. I can't really speak for other education systems because I've only been in the IB continuum, but the DP is by far the hardest curriculum I've ever experienced. I mean, if you look at the assessment calendar, you know what I mean. Starting from January of DP1, there's 2 to 3 deadlines every month, excluding summer vacation because there's only 1 deadline in the month of July. Sophie, Amarasia alumni for the class of 2021, was right in every sense. The DP is not a race, it's a marathon. I don't think anyone in the world would disagree with this statement, but as part of my understanding of the DP, I feel that this statement is a bit incomplete. I would edit this sentence like this. The DP is a marathon, but it is your choice on how to distribute the miles. If you leave all 26 miles to the very end, you will suffer. You will suffer. Now I want to get more personal and talk about my time at this school. I remember a time when the school was just 1 floor with a field and an auditorium that, if I remember correctly, we had to rent to use. I recall a time when the school population was around 70 students and staff combined. And finally, my earliest memory of Amarasia, a blue room by the sea. Over the years, I've grown, both as a student and as a child at Amarasia, moving through the PYP, NYP, and now the DP. And I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all the teachers who have taught me, and most of all, Dr. Bakari himself, who I would say is the person who, aside from my parents, has truly seen me grow at this school, both as a student and as a person. Graduation seems so far away for all my years at this school, and yet here I am giving my graduation speech. I can't believe that I'm about to step into the unknown and begin my college life, and frankly, I'm feeling a blend of excitement, fear, and nerves every time I think about my soon departure. You have to remember, I've never experienced changing schools, so this will be my first time at 16 years of age. But I know that wherever I go, I'll always have my peers and friends, and most importantly, my family, who will always be there to support me. Cher, Elaine, Jared, and Sky, and Apple, who unfortunately is unable to join us today. We have together reached this point from the NYP, and for some of us, the PYP. It is an honor sharing this journey with you guys. Gio, you came a bit late, but the year and a half we spent together, be it in soccer, in the after-school gym sessions, or outside of school, was very memorable for me, and I hope it's the same for you. 最后，爸妈，这最重要的当然要最后说哈。谢谢你们一路上对我的陪伴和支持。就像你们说的，如果按正常路子走，我现在最好能够是21中的毕业生。然而，我现在却站在美亚毕业典礼的舞台上。这其中固然有我的选择，但更为重要的是你们的支持与理解。如果我是旅行者，我想那你们应该就是导游。旅行者选择目的地，而导游则负责保证一路上的畅通与安全。爸妈，谢谢你们，你们辛苦了。The road that follows is full of uncertainties, but to what extent is certainty attainable? Some of you may recall my TOK exhibition. Certainty is ephemeral. It's short-lived. I don't know for certain who I'll be in college, after college, or in life, but what I can know is who I am right now. And if certainty is ephemeral, every next thing I do will determine who I am and who I can and will become. Of this, I'm certain. Thank you.
Thank you, Giovanni and Alex.
谢谢哲瓦尼先生和王卓涵同学。
Next, to introduce Elaine, we welcome Mrs. Lauren Bordenko to the stage.
我们现在有请我们的汪老师介绍毕业生齐宣荣同学。
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my great pleasure to be introducing a very special graduate today, Elaine. But before I talk about Elaine, I want to share that this cohort of scholars has been a special group to work with. I have known many of them for my entire 6 years at Anne Mauritia. I remember Jerry as a young cat in the hat, Sky as Hort the elephant, Alex as Audrey 2, Cher basically as my assistant music director, and Gio, the latecomer to the group, but creating the perfect soundtrack to accompany them all, as you just witnessed. They are a diverse, talented group of artists and have taught me a great deal about expression, creativity, and patience. But now back to Elaine. How does Elaine fit in with this eclectic group? Elaine is a dreamer. She dreams big and she wants to experience everything. She has been involved in the performing arts for as long as I've known her, and it is no surprise that she will be moving on next year to study theater at university. One of my most favorite memories of Elaine is as Laban during Little Shop of Horrors. She was the master of moving pieces, literally, orchestrating students, countless props, microphones, giant plants, large and small, and the excitement and challenge of stage managing a musical. As she moved into the DP Theater program, Elaine carried her passions and interests into all activities. The course was not without its challenges, and Elaine set herself the unique challenge of undertaking some of the course components twice. In both her extended essay and her director's notebook, she researched, developed ideas, and practical work for topics that didn't fully capture her imagination. She pivoted and fulfilled both pieces of work without looking back. Big risks, but ones that more closely aligned with her interests. Well, at the start of the course, I would have said Elaine is passionate about theater tech, especially lighting design. But I'm not so sure that her passions are so limited. Her solo project based on Suzuki showed a mature, seasoned, and thoughtful interpretation of the legendary theorist's techniques within a fully conceived theatrical piece, incorporating light, sound, props, and space in a unique way. Her draft performance was a little more skeletal, but in a very Elaine fashion, she took feedback, interpreted everything as constructive, and dug deep to create something that was authentically hers, something that she will always do. No matter the path or distance it will take to get there, Elaine will persist and ensure that her voice is heard. She is authentic to her vision, her inspiration, and is a reflective artist. I have learned a great deal during my time with Elaine and all of these amazing students, and I cannot wait to see her continue creating her artistic mark on the world. Please welcome Elaine.
Thank you, Ms. Lauren. Where's Mr. Roman? Hi, Mr. Roman. Can I actually have an extended on my graduation? No, just kidding. I have it right here. Friday, June 3rd, 2022. It is the 979th Friday in my life. Unlike any of the other Fridays that I have gone through, today is the one that my memory will always flash back to. Today, I can finally say that my 13 years of exhausting, overwhelming, and unforgettable preliminary academic life has come to an end. With the extra year I did in 7th grade, and witnessing all my other friends in Chinese schools graduating last year and stepping into universities for the new chapters in their lives, I could hardly hold my excitement for farewells to my childhood and adolescence that have been filled with homework, after-school academies, and deadlines. Well, probably just a couple more hours before I leave the ceremony. But anyway, as I am standing here already, the moment to truly say goodbye to youthful naivete is not far from me. At the start of DP1, I thought to myself, I shall show my dedication and commitment on every piece of work I do and meet all the deadlines as accurate as possible. So all that have faith in me could be proud of this girl. However, as soon as we began the IA calendar, the reality slapped me hard in the face, as if it was telling me that the world is brutal. Over the past 2 years, I tripped and struggled through this march of deadlines. The more hurried, the more anxious I got, the harder it was for me to escape the swampy dilemma. Just as if I were stuck and sinking in the swampy marsh, I soon found myself suffocating and trying to crawl out of the muck. Now that I have finally undergone the most head-scratching 2 years in my life, that is the IB diploma program, and possibly, or hopefully and blessedly, I will receive a certificate and diploma soon. I finally have the confidence to stand here and thank all those who have helped me or supported me mentally and spiritually to surviving IBDP. On this campus, especially to Ms. Lauren, my HGL theater teacher and my EE supervisor, Ms. Jaja, my SL chemistry teacher, Mr. Romeo, my TOK coordinator and my mentor, Dr. Ricardo, our principal, of course, who always have been there believing in me and motivating me for reaching this destination. And as always, I would like to thank those who are supporting me off campus as well. 哪里？感谢你们愿意相信我，放手让我追求自己的梦想。虽然这中间有许多的坎坷，但好在有你们，有哈希，还有我最亲爱的姐姐。希望远在英国的你有起床来看这场直播。你们始终不问前程的支持着我，做我最坚固的后备力量。我一直很难将对你们的爱说出口，但我相信你们都知道我爱你们，谢谢你们。当然还有最亲爱的教练们，感谢你们这段时间的关心和支持。也正是因为有在道馆的欢乐、轻松和爆汗运动，让我可以在繁忙的课业之余释放压力，继续保持乐观积极的心态。是的，金妈妈说的没错，搞体育的孩子是不会被挫折打败的。And last but not least, I would like to thank all my besties scattered around the world. Emily in the States, Ro in Hong Kong, Cavi in South Korea, and Razy in Vancouver. And many of you in China, of course. Thank you for keeping Elaine as a whole piece during her breakdowns throughout this adventure. I really do hope you guys are online watching the graduation live stream right now and feel so touched by the acknowledgments. Thank you.
And as my sole business management student, we got to know each other quite well. It could have been very uncomfortable spending 6 periods a week one-on-one for 18 months, but Gio is a very easygoing guy, and the time passed very quickly. One reason for the swift passage of time was the well-defined rhythm of our classes. A typical 40-minute class on a Monday morning would go something like this. 8:20 a.m., Gio arrives at the classroom. 8:21 a.m., Gio leaves the classroom to use the bathroom. 8:25 a.m., Gio returns to class and we discuss his new haircut, facial hair sculpting, and tattoo. 8:28 a.m., Gio shows me what his mother has packed for his lunch. 8:29 a.m., I sample what Gio's mother has packed for his lunch. Thank Lucia, I can't see you, but thank you very much for all the dishes. 8:30 a.m., Gio tells me about his latest scheme to separate the middle school students from their money at the school shop. And then around 8:35, we finally get down to business, as it were. There were two sides to Gio as a business student. On the one hand, he did not enjoy reading the textbook material before class, and to be fair, the 700-page textbook was a little dry at times. That meant a few pep talks to keep him on track and ensure that we stayed on schedule. On the other hand, when it came to practical, hands-on, business-related tasks, Giordano showed that he's a born entrepreneur. Whether it was selling ice cream and soft drinks at the school shop at a frankly outrageous markup, trading highly valuable Pokemon cards online, investing in cryptocurrency, ordering clothing in China to be shipped to Italy and resold there, or engaging in currency trading after a major geopolitical event, Giordano's money ideas came thick and fast. He approached me in the days after the Russian invasion of Ukraine and asked if he could speak to me about it. I prepared to discuss the plight of the refugees or whether Ukraine could hold back the Russian forces. After listening to me politely, Gio said, "Yes, but do you think I should buy Russian rubles? They're really cheap right now." I said I thought it was a bad idea. The currency has doubled in value since then after Vladimir Putin demanded European countries pay for their oil and gas in rubles. Giordano has still not forgiven me. Overall, though, I'm very pleased with the progress that Giordano made in the time we spent together. The business management course covers a huge amount of material, and the exam papers require a specific writing style that takes time and practice to master. I feel that Gio made excellent progress in his writing over the duration of the course, and thanks to the cooperation of his father's company, Gio produced a very solid and quite revealing piece of coursework on motivation in the workplace. Giordano hopes to study international business in Holland, and I wish him all the best for the future. I very much hope that he stays in touch, and I look forward to the day he fully forgives me for my currency exchange blunder. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Giordano Bologna.
Thank you, Mr. Bill. I love that. Okay, I'll start with my speech. You guys hear me? Yeah, okay. So, we're finally here. Graduation. I'm not going to lie, I've been looking forward to this moment ever since I entered my first class in grade 1. But in the past few months, I've started feeling a bit sad about everything coming to an end. Even though I've joined the school during February of last year, I believe that I've created many solid relationships among my peers and teachers. I'm grateful for these friendships. They've helped me overcome various problems, both within school and within my personal life. So thank you for that, guys. It's been a tough ride, VIB. I honestly never thought there would be such a thing as life after exams. It seems only yesterday that I was praying to the pictures of my teachers on my wall before mock exams in February. Yes, I really do have pictures of all of you in my room, including Dr. Picard. All the teachers know I haven't been very, let's say, prompt with keeping up on deadlines, and that studying may not be my most favorable pastime. But luckily, thanks to you, I've made it, and I can't stress enough how much I appreciate all the support that you guys have given me. Not only my teachers, but also my parents, who have literally been there since day one. I'm so thankful for everything you have done throughout my entire life. All the amazing opportunities and experiences you gave me, which I will cherish forever. I really appreciate all the hard work you went through to guarantee a perfect childhood for me. Grazie mamma, grazie papà. Vi voglio bene. To be honest, the thing that scares me the most about going off to live alone is that I don't know how to survive without my mom's cooking. I'm terrified. I'm actually scared. I'd also like to thank and give a shout out to another bunch of individuals who have made my high school life more entertaining and fun. I'd like to thank James, who has helped me countless times with biology and maths. I don't know how many times he cried while trying to explain to me how calculus works. It was various times, many. I'd like to thank Victor, who has helped me with English and TOK. Unlike James, he was, let's say, more honest with his feedback, and I was the one crying. I'd like to thank Alex Speenan for helping me laugh each time I take a walk on Shilawan Beach, as I remember the tragic incident that he had to go through after he had a bowl of langto lamien. It was horrible. It was bad. I'd like to thank my older sister Ginebra, who has helped me countless times with work throughout the course of VIB, and ever since I actually started receiving any form of homework, to be honest. Voglio bene anche a te, anche se a volte sei un po' annoying. Very annoying. Thank you, guys. Last of all, I'd like to thank Sonia, who has recently become one of the closest people to me. I'd like to thank you not only for having tattooed the Bautza on my thigh, but also for having helped me create many beautiful memories that I'll never forget. Thank you, Brate. Good luck, guys. Good luck, Cher. I'm keeping your autograph safe because I know you're going to become a celebrity pianist within a couple of years. I kid you not, I once burped, and she would tell me, able to tell me the correct pitch of my bird. I'll never forget that. It was amazing. Good luck in Boston, Alex. I hope your university won't give you lights out bedtime at 9:30 because of your age. It's only sunshine. Good luck, Jerry. I wish you the best as a businessman / water bottle collector because he has so many water bottles. Every day it's a new one. Depending on the working day, I guess. He'll be switching jobs, I don't know. Good luck in Canada, Elaine. I know you'll also go far in life. Hopefully you'll be able to get me into performances for free someday. Who knows? Please do. Good luck, Scott. I guess I'll be seeing you frequently in the Netherlands. I mean, it's not like you've been dating my sister for more than a year or something. It's fine. I mean, when you guys will fight, you'll be able to come chill at my place for as long as you want. But not more than a day, please. And finally, good luck, Apple. Even though you're not here, I wish you a successful career doing the thing you love most, drawing. Well, this is it, guys. We're finally officially done. GOO.
Thank you, Bill and Jordana.
谢谢 Bill 老师和我们的 Jill 同学。
Next, we would like to call Cher Pan to the piano for a very special performance.
请欣赏毕业生潘雪儿同学带来的钢琴独奏。
Jerry, few have added life to the school as you have done. You are the driving force for an increased diversity of life found in various times over the past 2 years. Mint, crabs, turtles, jumping spiders, and fishes, just to name a few, one of which became an invasive species. Some were trickier to locate, and all became fun learning experiences. The revival of the aquaponics garden is largely due to your commitment, even when you were the only student working on it at the beginning. At International Day, your business acumen led to the marketing and sale of homemade mint chocolate at a very healthy profit margin to reinvest into more interesting projects, such as the refreshing mint chocolate ice cream, which many enjoy. The mini ecosystem you made in biology is one of the most visible examples of the heights of success which you can reach while collaborating and complementing your skills with others. Since the day you created it with Sky and Geo on the 21st of September 2021, the life within us has flourished on their own for more than 8 months and will continue to do so for a long time to come. How? Through cooperation and also competition. As you progress to the next stages of your life, you will continue doing both. This world that you live in is very much like that ecosystem, only much bigger. As you compete and cooperate, I invite you to take a step back from time to time to ask yourself, what is the purpose? Your answer to that question is for you to see. In the meantime, enjoy the journey of life. Invest in relationships, not just in NFTs or shares. As you climb the ladder of success, try to ensure it's leaning against the right wall. Jerry, I will personally miss your amusing drawings, the creative sound effects you make with Sky and Geo, and your light-hearted sense of humor. You have given me and many others a sense of enjoyment at expecting the unexpected from it. Just as you have done in QAIS, I have every confidence that with your unique combination of spontaneity, sincere efficiency, and creativity, you will shine and reach in your life and the lives of those around you. Thank you.
I first apologize about my voice. I'm a bit sick. My first time feeling... I've been in this school for a very long time. 9 years to be exact. I've watched many students come and go and have seen a lot of graduates before me graduate. To be frank, this day always has seemed so distant, as it was never going to arrive. No, not because I didn't think I was going to graduate, but because simply time flew by without me noticing. It felt like yesterday when I first arrived to the school and spoke no English. My first day is still fresh in my head. My introduction was short and sweet. When asked the question of what's your favorite Hong Kong food by my homeroom teacher at the time, Mr. Scott, my response was hamburgers. As Cantonese style roasted goose with plum sauce was simply out of my vocabulary. Afterwards, just as I thought I had ruined my first impression with the class, a small kid named Alex came towards me and asked me, "Hey Jerry, are you going to join our class?" With a big face on my with a big smile on his face. And that's my first time making a friend in this school. Okay, Alex, stop blushing. My first time feeling overwhelming joy was in 5th grade. For context, our homeroom teacher at the time, Mr. Patrick, would let us watch the CNN student news every day, and we would regularly send emails to them in hopes of getting featured in their so-called roll call when they would shout out to schools that's been watching them for a certain amount of time. To be honest, we never thought this would have happened, but when they actually featured us on their show, we all cheered and celebrated. And needless to say, we got nothing done on that day. My first time crying in this school was in 7th grade, when I accidentally messed with Chris Wong, who was one of my classmates' computer, by selecting all his applications and opening all of them at once. I accidentally deleted all of his summative work that he's been working on. Yeah. And to make matters worse, I was a class representative at the time on student council, and so Mr. Rafa had me apologize in front of the entire class for a prank gone awry. My first time feeling immensely lazy was in 8th grade, when Miss Michelle and Mr. Stefan were our advisors. Little did I know that I would come to know laziness of much larger magnitudes when I continued to procrastinate throughout my DP career. Our advisory took place in Miss Michelle's room, which is the room right next to the gym. It was a quiet, dimly lit, and always smelled of coffee. Moreover, it was also blessed with a renowned leather sofa that is currently sitting in Dr. Dan's room. Yes, a deadly combo. Once you sit on that sofa, immersed in Miss Michelle and Mr. Stefan's conversations about the most random topics, you would not want to go to class. High school was when I first felt true sadness. Charles, Lucas, and Claire left after NYP4, and Rio, Kevin, Francesca, Julius, and Saki left after NYP5, all to pursue their educations elsewhere. And I would joke about how the only ones left are the boring ones. But that is not true. That is not true. I cannot imagine how my DP years would have been without these guys sitting on stage here with me today. DP is when I first felt stressed. Despite the mountain of coursework, however, I still managed to catch up on my leisure activities and procrastinate. I have to confess, it was not until a few months before the exam when I started taking things seriously and started to self-learn content that I had forgotten. I don't know, we'll see if this worked in my favor or not when the score is out next month. In the end, I want to thank my parents for being so supportive. I want to thank Mr. Shane for working so attentively as our supervisor for the aquaponics CAS project, for the interesting biology facts on the team's channel, and for introducing me here today. Mr. Romeo for being our DP coordinator, TOK teacher, and advisor, and for the fun and interesting advisories filled with What Would You Do episodes. I want to thank Father Dan for allowing us to put that crab aquarium in your classroom, and for being my PE coordinator and supervisor, as well as my English teacher. I want to thank Dr. Vivian for having to deal with me, the Chinese A student who still struggles to write Chinese characters. I want to thank Ms. Lauren for your years of hard work dealing with me. I want to thank Mr. Bill for working so hard for us, your humor in class, and your famous ice cream that we never got to taste. It's not too late. I want to thank Mr. Mark the college counselor who I've known since the very beginning, for your humorous jokes, the mints in your office, that I may have helped myself to a couple of times without you knowing. Upon graduation, I would not take only the experiences of the deadlines, challenges, and obstacles, but also the wonderful memories from my time here as I begin in the next chapter of my life. Jerry out.
The joy of the World Games that we played in theater class, and the pain of doing the in-text citations for my 70,069 word Director's Notebook. Miss Laura knows the pain. I also remember waking up at 10 a.m. on a school day, or going to sleep at 4 a.m. and still being able to arrive at school on time, which both I do not recommend. I cannot imagine myself excelling all of my coursework nor the requisite time management skills. But I was able to create my own balance through each of these moments. In this balance, there are family, career, dream, passion, and of course my friends. I'd like to thank each of them today. Firstly, family. I would like to thank my parents for always providing me with the best. They influenced me in the most positive ways. I truly admire how my mom is so talented and passionate about the career she loves, and how my dad is so dedicated and supportive to make each of our things happen. Then I would like to thank my brother Ray, who is here today. He is the best brother in the world and my best friend. Thank you for always being there for me every time when I doubt myself. Thank you for being my biggest fan, and thank you for allowing me to shine in the spotlight. When you and I both know that you're much better than me at piano. Secondly, career. Although I knew that my life would be about music since a very young age, I would like to thank Miss Lauren, Miss Charlotte, and my piano teacher, Mr. Zhu Hongyi, for guiding me to transcend from classical music to contemporary music, to theater, to composition, and to now my career choice, swing scoring, which is composing for bigger media such as anime and video games. Speaking of anime and video games, I would like to thank my mother for allowing me to play video games and watch anime, which really helped me enormously by realizing my interest in segment major. Thirdly, dream and passion. I was able to meet groups of people who share the same passion and the competitors who chase the same dream. They all help me to grow and force me to move. They are the reason why I'm excited about the future that we will create with our artistic minds. Last but not least, my friends. I would like to thank my classmates, to all the fun time that we were able to spend together, and all the nonsense jokes that we also get. And then thank you to my best friends. Although we're all in different countries now, you guys make me believe that long distance actually can work out. That no matter how late I go to sleep, there is always someone that will be online for me to talk. And a big shout out to Wanda, who is watching right now. Hi, Wanda. And I love you guys so much, and hopefully I get to see you as soon as possible. And that's it. Thank you, everyone. My name is Cher Pan from the class of 2022, and you will see me on stage again soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dan and Cher.
谢谢丹博士和潘雪儿同学。
And last but not least, to introduce Sky, we welcome Mr. Luazi Zakumba.
下面罗安老师将为我们介绍学生 Sky 同学。
Good afternoon, everyone. Marcus Sky Essay. There are a few people in my life that I've had the privilege of witnessing their growth closely. One is my son, 6-year-old. Second is my daughter, 1 years old. The third is Sky. Well, Sky is not my biological child. I have, however, had the great privilege of witnessing his growth over the last 4 years. Sky remains the only student that I've taught continuously since my arrival here at Amarillo, and I'm surprised that I'm small. Literally, that is not considered growing in Southern University. If I were to summarize Sky's growth, what I've witnessed over the last 4 years, I would use these 5 words: resilient, rational, realistic, respected, and rigid. The 5 R's. Resilience. The word resilient has to do with someone that can bear
or withstand pressure without losing themselves in the process of bearing. In another context, we understand that fire purifies gold, and the effect of fire on something as precious as gold is that it enhances its form, it does not diminish it. Sky has overcome many obstacles in his life. He has been through a lot of fires, and yet he's always gotten up and pushed through no matter what. The reality about life, not just to Sky, but to other people that I've taught over these years, that in life will face many purifying fires, and I can only hope that you, Sky, will respond to those fires the same way you've responded in the past. Whether in life or in math class, Sky has shown his resilient spirit throughout the 4 years that I've known him. Rational. The idea of rationality has to do with the ability to see things logically and with reason. This aspect of him has become more apparent the longer I have taught him. In a math setting, in math class, especially in an applications class where math is the application of mathematics, especially looking at problems that deal with application of mathematics, Sky could tell you what needed to happen, even though you might not have the proper math to actually solve it. He had a logical brain that knows what needs to happen and the possible steps to get there. He often surprised me by figuring things out differently from his peers because of his rational mindset when looking at problems. While this mindset was evident in my class, it is not limited to math classes only, but it is true in so many other avenues of his life. The third part, realistic. This trait has to do with someone who shows a sensible and practical idea of what can be achieved or expected. This particular trait goes well with the rational mindset. Life is the greatest teacher of this trait, and not necessarily school. School just enforces what nature is already teaching us. A realistic person identifies their own talents and abilities first, and then judges the situation they find themselves in and how they fail in it without expecting too much or too little. Sky has displayed this trait time and time again, especially when looking into his own future. Respect. I do not need to spell what this means to me. That's right. Many of you guys have been part of Sky has led the student council to many achievements during this time here, succeeding in many different roles. Many of you have been part of or have been recipients of his passion for community building events over the last 2 years. For that, he has earned the school's community respect. Lastly, we're ready. Having spent the last 9 years here, Sky is ready to go and to build his dream. And for that, I say, like I would say to a marathon runner, take your mark, get set, go. Sky.
Sorry. Hello everyone. First off, I would like to say, I've been here for a long time. Not the longest, but a seriously very long time. When I was young, I never thought I would be able to stay in one place for long. This was because we moved around a lot, there was not that much stability from my perspective. And I was scared that this was going to continue on until I was an adult, until I was ready to leave. However, when my mother and I came to Qingdao, and QAIS specifically, I found essentially what became a kind of home. The school has been a major fixture in my life. I can't begin to tell you the incredible number of stories that I've had here, because honestly, now that it's over, it's kind of a blur. That's not a bad thing at all. It's good. Things can be a blur. Many things have happened, because many things have happened. There's been so many things that have formed who I am. It's hard for me to really distinguish events. You don't really remember every single thing that happened in your own home with your family. What you recall are the feelings, the emotional memories. At home, we become complacent in the comfort and normalcy, so we have a carefree and untethered. We're untethered by worry. Not always the case here, but still. In the warmth of home, we cease to distinguish the specific moments of each day, but with the emotional connections of family. So it makes sense. I don't really distinguish a lot of things that have happened here at school because it's been a second home to me in a way, and a second family. I've known my classmates for a very long time, and we've created a range of relationships that have developed over this time. When I was asked the question of whether I wanted to leave or not, I said I wanted to stay because I wanted to be here. I wanted to be around the people that I thought were going to help me become a better person. With amazing teachers and the amazing Dr. Chris Picari, I've had people who provided me invaluable life advice, guidance, and tirelessly supported me throughout my journey. I've had some immense support from my mother who stayed here with me, and I can't thank her enough for that. The rest of my family is so spread so far apart, it feels like I really don't have anyone except here at my Amarillo family. That has always been here beside me. It's corny, but it's true. I've had some people offer so many different opinions, but overall I can't dismiss the fact that I've loved being here, and I've loved staying here, and I will have never regretted it. I feel like this place has given me the tools that I needed to go out and see the rest of the world, and I know that I've had the opportunity to have a stable life now, as I wanted when I was younger. I'm happy that I've got this opportunity, and I think we should all be incredibly grateful for the experiences we've had at this moment in time. One takeaway I've learned is that you should allow yourself to appreciate the things around you, the people that stuck by you, and what you've learned from the amazing individuals who surround you. You can fixate on the challenges, the obstacles, but the presence. You should never stop dreaming about the future, hoping for the future. I'm excited for what may come and what the future holds for me and my fellow classmates. Thank you all for coming, and congratulations to my fellow classmates.
Thank you, Sky and Noelson.
谢谢罗瓦里老师和 Sky 同学。
And now we move to the presentation of diplomas to our graduating class of 2022.
下面我们期待已久的时刻来到了，为2022届毕业生颁发毕业证书。
To start, we would like to give special thanks and acknowledgement to our DP coordinator, Mr. Giovanni Romeo. Giovanni, we appreciate the